That's without those people being able to watch the trial on TV. If they could have watched it on TV, that number would have been significantly higher, because they would have seen that Judge Juan Merchan was the model of what they would hope a judge would be if a member of their family was on trial in that courtroom.
More on that number Lawrence O'Donnell's actually talking about after this. Yes, you want the latest news on the 2024 election, the latest embarrassing Trump videos. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We need those subscriber numbers up, and ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling bell to get the latest notifications. And yes, before we're gonna show you those recent polling numbers, and they're quite fascinating. But first, we want to deal with something that a lot of you are dealing with out there right now, and you're being gaslit. You may not even realize it's happening. That's the thing about gaslighting. A lot of people talk about gaslighting, but they don't really know what it is. You're being gaslit to think that this trial is actually, this verdict is actually helping Donald Trump. It is not helping Donald Trump. In fact, he doesn't have this mythical support that a lot of people think he does. And Lawrence O'Donnell makes that very clear in this segment.
He saw the crowds that did not show up at the Manhattan courthouse. And you'll remember that he summoned them just before the indictment was announced last year, and they didn't come. They never showed up. So, people think, oh, well, there's no Trump voters in New York City. There's 85,000 of them on the island of Manhattan alone. 85,000 of them. When you add in Brooklyn, Queens, nearby New Jersey, northern suburbs, there's a few million Trump voters within an hour of that courthouse. They did not come. They are not motivated to go out there and protest for him.
They did not come. They are not motivated to come out there and protest for him. I know. It's surprising to hear somebody say that, because a lot of people are telling you the exact opposite. But if you use your eyes, your ears, and your common sense, you know what he says is true. They weren't there. He called for them day after day after day. He even tried to make excuses as to why they weren't there, claiming that the police were keeping them back. The police were not keeping them back. They just did not show up. And that doesn't mean that this election is going to be an easy one. It's not going to be. But it's to remind you that this guilty verdict is not a good thing. And we talk to Trumpies all the time, and we can sense it. They're not happy about this. They don't like this. Whatever they tell you, listen between the lines, because they are not happy about this. Now let's look at those poll numbers. Here we go. You've got people who, the CBS YouGov poll has people who thought the guilty verdict was correct, 57%. People thought that was wrong, 43%. And on the ABC News Ipsos poll, you have correct verdict, 50%. And then look at this, incorrect verdict, 27%. 27%. That feels about right. That just feels about right. Other people, most people believe in our jury system. Most people believe in our trial system. They're not thinking this whole thing has to be torn down. They're not anarchists. Most Americans are not anarchists. They don't want the whole country thrown on the trash heap and starting from scratch. They don't want a dictator. They've got many of them still have to sort out what that means as to who they're voting for. But they don't like to vote for someone who's been convicted on 34 felony counts. They just don't. And one of the things that they do like, though, is watching videos like this. And if you want to watch another one right now, and we highly recommend you do, how about clicking on that one in the lower left-hand corner? It's a good one, and you're going to like it.